I'm Roger Bannock with Roger's Outdoor Channel. I have really enjoyed, just driving the highways and back roads of Washington State for well over 50 years. And I've come across some just gorgeous scenery along the way. I mean, Washington is just a cool scenic state with its mountains and rivers and sagebrush and etc. So what I've done is I've taken various trips that I've picked parts of the state and say, hey, the many times that I've driven to this section of the state, these are the things that I really think that are must-sees, and jump out of the car and spend a little time here or there. And I'm going to just kind of propose with my video today a driving trip that you might take and tell you some of the things to look for. And depending on what your interest is, you might decide to spend a little more time here or there, and take a camera along, take some notebooks along to write a diary, etc. It's a cool trip. I mean, Washington, again, it's really a beautiful scenic state. Today we're going through the north central part of the state, and you can do it. The trip I've outlined is about 400 miles round trip, and you could probably do that in 7 or 8 hours. But that being said, don't do it in 7 or 8 hours. Take your time and enjoy the trip. Maybe make it an overnight excursion, etc. And but try to see as many of the things that I've outlined as you can, and you might pick up a few more things that, hey, you missed this one or that one. But it's a beautiful drive that that I've outlined today through the north central part of the state. So what I do is I start out, head east on I-90, get up to the top of Snoqualmie Pass. Depending on the time of year, you've got several different ski slopes up there, Alpental, ski acres, etc. If there's snow out there and the people are enjoying the thing, spend a little time, take some photographs. Go a little bit further, maybe another 2-3 miles, and you'll come to a lake on your right-hand side, Lake Echoless. This lake is a water reservoir that they capture the snow melt and feed it out through a dam-controlled river into the Yakima River for helping the farmers in the Yakima Valley to do their farming and their orchards, etc. As well as controlling the salmon. There's a good run of all three species, Chinook, coho, and sockeye, that come up through the Yakima River. And the Yakima River is just probably the premier fly fishing river in the whole state. So, as you go through that area, kind of pay attention to how many boats you see on the river. I go a few miles past Lake Echoless, you'll come to exit 80. If you choose to turn to the left, you'll go through a real interesting development called Suncadia. It was built maybe 5 years ago. They've got everything from timeshare condos to luxury homes, 2 different golf courses, kind of just a real yuppie place to be. But I prefer actually going just a couple miles further and go to a little old western town called Roslyn that they used to, years ago, they had a TV program, Northern Exposure, where they used to have a moose walking the street, pictures of a photo of a moose walking the street and an old tavern in town. And it's just a cool, laid-back place to visit. Cle Elum itself is a nice little western town. We stop there sometimes at Cle Elum Bakery, at Owen's Meats, and pick up, it's a good butcher shop that we pick up some things there. Just, quaint little town, pick up some groceries for the road. I get back on the freeway, but not for long. I take the next exit, exit 85, which is heading north on Highway 97 towards Blewett Pass. I'll go maybe 5-6 miles and I'll cross the Teanaway River. Beautiful little detour if you want to turn west at that exit and drive through the valley. Bunch of yuppie farms and where they grow hay, and I think some of the I basically go back there for grouse hunting and mushroom picking, and just to do a lot of really fun outdoor activities. They've got 29 Pines campgrounds back there, and they've got a hatchery on the Yakima tribe's got a hatchery on Jack Creek, I think it is. Anyway, if you continue heading north on Highway 97, however, you go about another 6-7 miles, you'll come to where you see an exit to Liberty. Little town there's actual gold mining off to you can see the mines in operation. You'll see all year long. And they've got a little gift shop in town. The town isn't much, but you might they've got little souvenirs and stuff that you can buy. But watching the gold mines is kind of cool. Go to the top of the pass. You'll see a opportunity to turn left on Red Rock Road. This is an area that Ellensburg blue agates you can find if you're into rock knocking type thing. And also it's a great place to pick morel mushrooms at the top of the pass. Several different logging roads off to the side. Continue on from there, maybe another 15-20 miles. You'll come to where 97 kind of dead ends at Highway 2. You have the option of turning to the left or west and going to Leavenworth, cute little Bavarian town that just goes all out at Christmas time with decorations, and a lot of people visit it just to see the lights during that Christmas season. But today I'm going to just kind of propose turning right, head towards Wenatchee, drive through the orchards and along the Wenatchee River. During the summertime, it's a great place to watch the river rafting. Real popular all the way from Leavenworth, to Wenatchee. You've got Mission Ridge ski slope up on the right. Just before you get to Wenatchee, you'll see a sign, Omi Gardens, one of the really outstanding little gardens that you should visit in the spring, specifically April, May, June. They've got just a beautiful wildflower exhibits there at the garden. Continue on Highway 2, heading east. You'll come to Rock Island Dam. There's been songs. I think Woody Guthrie rather, wrote a song about it. And you can, visit the. It's one of the power generating dams with fish ladder that you can watch the fish at different times of year come up through the dam. Continue on towards Moses Lake, but before you get there, you'll cross the Columbia River. You'll see Crescent Bar off to the right. A couple of golf courses on the bar. It's a big land lease area that I looked at many years ago. It's kind of an interesting little area if you want to live on the Columbia River. Just a few miles past that, you'll come to the town of Quincy, where Microsoft and a couple other of the big computer developers found that they could build a massive computer storage facilities there and take advantage of the low-cost hydroelectric power for their cloud programs. I've toured through there. It's basically a big warehouse area, but just to know what's there, I guess, and a bunch of housing, got built maybe 10 years ago when that they put that development in. From here, I usually head kind of a little bit north and east, go up through Ephrata, and then catch a highway that heads towards Moses Lake. When I get to Moses Lake, we usually stop at a little Mexican restaurant, El Rodeo, and pick up some food to go and just go over to the lake, either at the state park or just right in downtown Moses Lake. And they've got several picnic tables, little park areas and picnic tables. So we just enjoy sitting by the lake, watching the ducks, watching the people fishing, catching the walleye, etc. from here, I'll jump in the car, head back to I-90. You'll see the state park there on your right-hand side as you're heading west. But on your left-hand side is kind of a couple of interesting. There's a development where about 15 years ago the guy enhanced some waterfront areas, made some canals, etc., and built a nice project, similar to Newport Shores in Bellevue, along the area. And then at the south end of Moses Lake is a big sand dune area where it's kind of a park, people that ride dune buggies and enjoy that. I actually take my canoe, and there's Crab Creek kind of runs into and out of Moses Lake and to the potholes on the west side of the the lake, and it's a great place for me to fish for walleye in the spring. Usually April and May, I'll take my canoe over there and do fairly well. I go back to the freeway, continue heading west towards home. Drive through some farming country. You'll see names of crops posted on the fences by the farmers. The farmers are actually, really promote themselves in this area. During the wintertime, they put up great Christmas light displays right on their irrigation equipment. And where they can. They have electricity there, and they make some lighted displays with motion to them, where they have rockets taking off, or Santa Claus riding through the sky in his sleigh, and just kind of a fun place to visit during Christmas time. From here we go, continue heading west towards home. Get to Ellensburg. We usually pull off the highway at exit 109, which is the Canyon Road, grab an ice cream cone, and if we've got time, it's the Canyon Road between Ellensburg and Yakima, or Sela, is just a fantastic drive to take during the summertime, especially. It's just full of wildlife. I mean, just big orange sheep on the hillsides, deer, in the brush, and just standing in the river sometimes during the heat of the day, feeding on the green grass when the rest of the grass is dried out. Wild turkey. I mean, just really a plethora of wildlife through there, as well as the fly fishermen. This is the premier fly fishing lake in the state, catch and release primarily, and you'll also see during the summertime the Central Washington students a lot of times will rent rafts and go in big flotillas down through the canyon en masse. So I mean, I've driven through there and counted over 200 rafters in a 2 hour or an hour drive through there. So anyway, pretty scenery if you've got the time to take that detour. But just continuing to head west on I-90, you'll come to Indian John here, Elk Heights and Indian John rest stop. Usually we stop there many a time. And I've seen wild turkey right next to the rest area there, and as well as elk. There's a lot of elk in that area. That's, guys, why they call it Elk Heights, I guess. But then, from there we just, keep heading back to Cle Elum, and that's the rest of the trip is kind of repetitive, but there are just gorgeous little scenic things. Take your time. Take a notebook, take a camera, really enjoy it. If you find a couple more spots that I've missed that are worth me knowing about, let me know. I'll include them in my next little video. Hope you enjoy your drive, and if you happen to see me along the way, don't forget to wave.